Why are you getting a echo? Oh, because we have the live up. Pause the live stream.
Echo, echo, echo. That's all right. You're just going to get a double dose of us tonight, and I know you people can't get enough of good old mystery game live stream.
That's what's up.
So how's it going today, Logan?
Who's that
going
voice?
okay.
Hold on.
Who's what voice?
Is that?
Are you hearing voices
Can
in
it
your
be
head?
James.
James the robot?
It's just a James. What are you doing here?
Well, I was in the neighborhood. Thought I'd stop by. See if you guys want some Girl Scout cookies or something.
Dude.
We got the specialist of guests.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're doing it. We are, as you can tell, our dear beloved brother, Barney, is AWOL today. And
He was unable to make it today.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. We love you, Barney. And
Yes, we do.
he just had another engagement tonight, and so that's awesome. But we figured, since it's just a James here.
Where?
Right next to Yuval.
Right next to me.
Holy crap!
Is available. We figured, he does a lot of research for us, and we
Who better?
We really appreciate it.
Well, when you're online, you gotta, just check out stuff, expand your mind, learn
Yeah.
a few more things.
Yeah. So this is our first stream without our production tech tonight.
It's weird.
It's very
as
weird.
you can tell.
is.
We struggled a little bit
But
there at the
we're only
beginning.
we're only 12 minutes late. Dude. And we figured this out in chat. If you can all just tell us that we're good and you see us clearly. We are a little bit nervous about doing this ourselves, but we got this. And we also have James the Robot with us as well, which is not a small feat, considering that
What do you mean small feet? I'm kind of a small guy. Look at me. I'm 12 inches tall.
your hand must be getting really tired doing that all the time.
No, he's
I
a
got to
pro
get my
gamer.
calisthenics in here somehow.
He's a pro gamer.
Get a little bit. Breathe. And 1, and 2, and 1. There. Say, I like to play the games.
Okay, so for those of you who are joining us for the first time in seeing this show and wondering what the heck is this all about,
Tell him.
this is Mystery Game Livestream. We do this once in 2 weeks, every 2 weeks on a Saturday typically. We had to move it to Sunday today. But what is Mystery Game Livestream? Logan, do you want to go ahead? Actually, you know what? Let's have James tell us tonight.
Yeah, put him on the
what
spot.
Mystery Game Livestream is.
Oh,
all about.
absolutely. I would love to explain it.
Okay.
Mystery game live stream. Well, once every 2 weeks, when the sun has gone down, moon has come up. Long ago, somebody left with the cup. Well, no, we just, we like to come out. We like to show just one of those games that maybe have fallen to the wayside. Something that just hasn't gotten the respect and love that we feel that such an important title deserves. So we want to bring it to you, our viewers, and to show you what we think is great.
That's fantastic. I think that's it in a nutshell. But this is a retro game. Now, we are in platformer season now.
Yes, we are.
Platformers.
Yes.
Absolutely
Hello,
wonderful.
Spicy Collector and Alexandra as well. We appreciate you
chat.
joining us tonight. So, to Mystery Game Livestream, we have Logan, we have myself, and we have It's Just a James, the robot, who is co-hosting with me tonight.
I'd wave to you, but I'm a little busy with the controller right now.
He's very busy with that controller, and man, your arm must be really, really,
Real tired.
really
I'm
tired.
buff.
Yeah, ripped. He's
I'm
got
telling
almost metal arms at this point.
Yeah. Thank you, Tater Tot. This was a
challenge.
feat. This was a feat.
It was a
putting
challenge
this
for
together,
sure.
without Barney tonight. So,
You was sorely missed.
So, as I was saying, this is platformer season where we're only playing platformer games. Now, that's a very, very broad category. As you know, there are many sub-genres of platformers. And we decided if we're going to do this, it was really, really hard because I would say, 70% of all games are platformers of some sort.
Oh, platformers was a major genre of the late 80s and most of the 90s as well.
Yeah.
And it started off with we had Super Mario Brothers, really brought it forward for us.
Yeah.
But
I
got
mean,
your
yeah. So
Metroidvanias.
how do you whittle it down to only 8 games? You know,
It's impossible. It's just there's a flood of platformers.
Yeah.
We only accept the cream of the crop with this one.
And the nice thing about it, too, I do want to add, is with platformers gives us a lot of options for consoles. This season is going to be packed full of consoles that you've never seen featured on the channel. It's going to be packed full of games that you've never heard of. I will say today's console and overall just experience is going to be a very unique one for the channel. We've never done this before.
Oh yeah, we absolutely try to make it so that we bring the most obscure games in front of you as a rule too.
Yeah. Logan, I think that ring is kind of blocking that top corner there.
Is it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Womp.
There you go. A little bit more. There you go. Keep it out of the way. Other way. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And it's still there, but it's all right. So we figured we're gonna do platformers, and we gotta find a game that is lesser known, that's none of us have really played, and we decided to make it even more interesting and try to play it on different platformers that we have not tried before on the channel. And not only that, tonight we have this game that we're playing that many people watching have never even seen this or heard of this platform before, even know it exists. And
I can guarantee you this is a very rare sample platform.
It definitely is.
Very rare.
Definitely is.
Very unique one, too.
Yeah. So I think, without further ado, what do you think, Logan?
Do we have any guesses first?
Yeah,
do we have any guesses for what the
guesses.
console could be? That's an easy one that I think a lot of people might be able to figure out. Here's the only hint. It is one that we have not done yet.
It's a console we've not played before on the channel.
It's a really good hint.
And
think unique. Think weird.
I will actually go as far as to say that this is a very underselling console. I mean, it only sold about, 125,000 in its entire life.
Oh, yeah? Okay. So 125,000 of these, that's a good hint. That's not a lot in the grand scheme.
Oh, that's very few.
No,
Extremely
it was a big company, too. It wasn't like a small, not known company.
No, they're kind of pioneers, to be quite honest.
I think I have a very good idea what this company was and who it was.
Right.
To those that are paying attention.
Right. Okay, so
got any good guesses?
we have a guess. We have
Bruce has a guess.
Did Bruce get it right?
Well, he's just saying he's guessing Jaguar based on what you've all borrowed. So, yes, I do believe we need to give a shout out to Bruce up here.
I mean, he got it. He got it right. Let's be honest.
I'm gonna say, let's do the game reveal first.
Okay. Yeah, jump right into it.
So
Let's
without further ado,
dun, da, da, da. Okay, all right. Trust me, people.
Bear with
coming.
us.
It's coming.
We're this is all very new for us.
Can we just get a drum roll on this one? Zool 2
on the Atari Jaguar. This is a really, really interesting game, and I do want to mention, I believe this game was only on the Atari Jaguar.
Oh yes, this was an Atari Jaguar exclusive, and it's the second one in the series. You had Zool 1, which many people might know, possibly, because that was a game that was released for the Super Nintendo and Genesis, as well as Game Boy, I believe, and Game Gear.
Yeah. It was on the Amiga.
Mm-hmm.
The first Zool was on the Amiga, right? And then it was ported to MS-DOS, and then ported to then Zool 2 came out, which was Zool 2 was actually this game that we're playing tonight, which this is the cartridge here. This is actually a picture of the actual box that I have, which I'm holding in my hand.
And as you can see, the console has the cartridge we're using as well in the game in the console.
The cartridge itself that's the cartridge itself that we're playing from on the console that we are playing tonight.
Yep.
And I wanted to also
console cartridge and box.
Normally, Bruce, who's in the chat tonight, who owns Legacy Games in Columbia City, which I want to give a shout out to, is the best retro game store in our region in Indiana.
Throw up the
Northeast Indiana. I will throw that up in a second. I just want to say that normally Bruce does not know the games that we're going to play in advance, but I had to tip him off a little bit just because we had so much trouble getting this Jaguar to comply with the system here because I just didn't have the right cables.
Yeah, Bruce had to use his super gumshoe sleuthing skills, and he uncovered this. He's a smart man. I got to give it to him. He's a very intelligent man.
Thank you, Bruce.
You saved the stream.
You inadvertently saved the stream tonight, and we got this going with that little adapter. Thank you so very much. Which this little adapter, man,
Explain how it works, because it's wild.
It's crazy. It's got first of all, the AV connector port on the Jaguar is very obscure. It's like this weird open multi-pin connector that requires a special type of connector and which adapts to other things.
It almost looks like a RAM card.
So I had a bunch
It's like a wide mouth bass of the AV ports.
We should have gotten a picture of that to show this on the
I
stream.
wish, we should have.
No worries.
That's okay. You all have Google.
Yeah, it's a weird piece.
Yeah. So the long and short of it is, Bruce, thank you so much. Thank you, Legacy Games. I want to give you guys a nice plug. Legacy Games in Columbia City. There's the address. There's the phone number. Please take it down. Visit them. They are a mom and pop shop, literally. Not my mom and pop, but they have their own kids. Yep. But thankfully, but they are a husband and wife team. They will lose sleep if they think you're getting a bad deal.
They're incredible, and they will take good care of you, and their selection is among some of the greatest I've ever seen. It's ridiculous.
Ridiculously good selection, and please visit. And if they take special requests too, if there's something you're looking for, they'll hunt it down for you and get it for you at a reasonable price.
Yeah, Legacy Games is absolutely a wonderful store. It's absolutely my favorite. And Bruce is running the special right now. See, for every customer that comes in, he will sell you a game.
It's true. He did that for me the other day. Yeah. I'm kidding.
He won't do that. You can't get that from just anybody. I mean, you go in there, you see Yuval standing at the counter. Yuval won't sell you a game.
Yeah, he'll sign your game.
Yeah, if you see me there, I won't sell you a game. Matter of fact, you're going to look pretty foolish trying to buy a game from a 12-inch robot, I got to say. So
it's true.
It's better just to go to Bruce or Steph.
I don't even know. I don't even know how you get to and from the store.
Well, mail order mainly. I'm telling you, just
FedEx
put enough stamps. I got an Amazon Prime. It's free shipping. This consider it like the Uber of toy robots.
All right. So without further ado,
before we jump into the game, real quick, I would like to show the controller, just because this deserves its own kind of spotlight. Just for a sec, this thing has to be the weirdest controller I think I've ever seen. I don't know if you see that there, but in the center of this thing is a numerical pad, kind of like what you'd find on a cable TV remote, as well as your action buttons up here and the world's loosest D-pad. This thing is beyond bizarre. Very ergonomic, I will say. Very comfortable from a classic NES hater like myself. This thing is very comfy to hold. No triggers, no bumpers, purely just your 3 actions, your 2 start and selects, and then your numerical pad and D-pad. Very lightweight, but this thing is massive. And I think it deserves its own special shout out, just because this is one that I realized in my gaming life I have never seen one up until literally yesterday.
Now, in the gaming community, the retro gaming community, those who have had experience with the Jaguar, there's definitely lovers and haters of that controller. I am on the lover side. I think it's ergonomically cool and comfortable, at least for my lazy hands. And I think it's an interesting design.
I'll let you guys know what I think after the stream.
Logan will let us know.
It'll be part of my review. It'll be part of my review.
It's going to be your honest opinion. And
I agree.
Like completely subjective to your first experience. And I love that. And
Absolutely.
This is why we're doing it. We're playing on original hardware. No ROM emulation here, nothing like that. The whole point here is to experience the real thing for the first time. All of us with fresh eyes. And by the way, on that controller, Logan, the numeric keypad, some of the games, not all of them, some of them came with overlays that were specific to the game.
They were like actions.
That were specific actions. So, Intellivision did that, ColecoVision did that.
Yeah, and that's another thing that I was about to bring up too. that is probably the last example of that numeric keypad attached to the controller.
Yeah.
Where you just
Well, yeah,
slip
because
it
then
in
they
and
converted
overlay.
over to nowadays. You just got
Yeah.
touchscreens where you do all your actions
So
or displays.
Well, there's a couple steps in between there. I think we
course,
skipped
but
over, but yeah,
this
typical.
is the pioneer of that idea of having an action
Yeah.
preset
and there,
separate from the controller.
It is, and I'm glad they went to the touch button there because
Yeah.
the rotary dial was absolutely insane.
there were some, and I think there's an added element of curiosity to that, having the overlays and having more like features of to be able to control the game.
Oh, looks like we got Eden in the chat here.
Oh
Hi,
yeah,
Eden.
hey,
Hey,
there's my cookie.
Eden.
good
What's
seeing
up?
you here.
Shout out Eden. Eden's a real one.
Well, she's not imaginary.
Yeah, I'd hope
So,
not. Otherwise,
yeah.
I'm running low on friends. Without further ado, Yuval, what do you say we jump into this thing? Because this boot up is going to be one for the ages.
It's gonna be James. Did you have anything you wanted to add about the Jaguar console itself?
Yeah.
Oh, the Jaguar console. I could go on forever, so I'll just try to keep it a little bit minimalistic there.
You guys can chat about it while I'm playing too. Keep the combo going. But
Yeah.
I say we get this thing going.
Okay. So give me a second here.
Dun,
Take
dun,
your
dun, dun. I'll just talk a little bit about the Jaguar while he's getting that set up. This is actually Atari's final foray into the world of consoles. It was the last one released.
That's what put him in the grave.
Yep. It kind of was.
Really did.
This console just really, it did not perform very well in the 3 years, really.
It was bad
2.5,
timing.
3
It
years.
was bad timing.
It's very
when
bad
it came
timing.
out, and it wasn't anything against the console. So the console itself is a powerful console, actually.
Yeah.
Very, very powerful console with a very unique processor design and chip design.
Well, it had the 3 processors inside of it.
And I think that it even had a Motorola actually OEM'd a very custom made chip for this console.
In fact, there was 2 custom-made chips in there.
2 of them.
They were nicknamed Tom and Jerry.
Okay.
If anybody's a fan of that old cartoon with the
I
cat
am.
and mouse.
Yeah.
Tom and Jerry, these were 2 32-bit coprocessors. One handled the graphics and one handled the sound.
Yeah.
Well, it had the big mama processor over there just kind of overseeing everybody over there. But the thought process, because when this was released, Atari marketed this hardware as a 64-bit machine. Their thought process there was you had 2 32-bit processors, so let's just add them together and see what we get. I kind of disagree. I don't think it works that way.
It was an interesting way of distributing the power load, though, and the processing power of the machine. There's really not another console that followed suit with this design. Not that we know of.
The PS2 would be one that's pretty comparable because that one ran 2 32 bits as well, right? Or the PS1? Which
James?
one?
I do not
I believe
know about that.
it's either the PS1 or the PS2 had the same idea because we had this conversation yesterday. It's 2 32-bit processors that make a 64-bit in the Jaguar. There's only ever been one console that had a true 64-bit processor, which was the N64, hence the name. But the PS1, I believe, or whichever one came out around the same time, was the other contender within the 64-bit range that was also running dual 32-bit chips.
Yep. See, well, by their math,
64 was, you're saying?
The N64 was the only one that was a singular 64-bit processor. It's the only one that's ever existed and ever will exist, except for people that are creating retro consoles. But in that timeline, the N64 was the only console to have a 64-bit dedicated processor rather than 2 individual 32 bits in unison communication.
well, one thing we are definitely not going to debate is how powerful of a machine the N64 was.
No doubt.
Because that was a beast.
It was unreal,
Yep.
and it looked incredible. I mean, we've all seen it.
But if you see some of the games on the Jaguar, the graphics...
Ridiculous.
I mean, they easily rival the 64 in many cases.
Well, there
Absolutely.
was some excellent rendering with the graphics.
yeah.
Even though the Jaguar did have a very limited library. There was only 50 games released that. Plus, there is the CD attachment that was released.
13 games, right?
Yep, just 13 games. And the CD attachment was released just 2 months before Atari shut down production on Jaguar.
Yeah.
So
It's really sad.
Making it very rare too. So it's a very
Extremely
rare
rare.
console. It's hard to collect one in good condition, let alone find one at all.
If you have one, hold on to it for dear life.
And if you
Don't
do,
let
it's
go.
going to be worth a pretty penny.
Yeah, the
because of the
Jaguar,
rarity of it.
the Jaguar loose as it is, it's worth about $430.
Which is ridiculous.
But if you find the Jaguar CD, the peripheral that
That's
attaches
easily
there,
800 to 1,000.
it goes. It varies.
Yeah,
it varies.
I've
quite a
seen
bit.
it go up
It goes from about $575 to $800
because it's a seller's market for that.
Yeah.
So it's anybody like you can
That's
sell
if
it.
you find a working one, because these were very fickle machines.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
So
what do you say
very
we jump
delicate.
in?
Let's jump in. So all right.
Hit me.
You guys jump. I'm just gonna stay perched right here on the soundboard.
Yeah, you don't have knees.
No, I'm very fragile. I break easy. Oh, I love how that growls.
My favorite part is the little cube coming up here in a sec with the little Jaguars on it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
They really leaned into the Jaguar theme on this.
They really did.
I like going this way.
We wanted to grace you guys with this beautiful intro.
Zool. See, Zool was a great game. I love Zool. It's where you got in the chair and the hands came out of the chair and then turned it and then went racing towards the refrigerator with the dog in it. And then you're levitating 3 feet off the bed and you're going, there is no Dana, there's only Zool. Isn't that it? This is Bill Murray, right?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it.
So you have two characters. You got Zool and his girlfriend Zooz. So you can play as one or either of those.
How do I start it?
Oh, like A, B, or C button there?
It's B for whatever reason.
Oh yeah, because, B is what starts it.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Look at that. Man, he's racing along there pretty fast. Are you in a hurry to something?
Always. Oh gosh. I didn't know that could hurt me.
Oh, you see the little icon there? That little yellow thing with the red border around it?
Little yellow thing? What are you talking about?
We'll see it again. They're littered all over this game. See right there?
That thing?
Yeah, that's the icon for Chupa Chups. You're familiar with Chupa Chups, right?
No, explain to me, James. What is a Chupa
That's
Chup?
actually a Spanish confectionery company that sponsored the production of these games. Yeah.
What?
Yes, it is. It comes from the Spanish verb chupar, meaning to suck. So, for a sucker.
Did I die? I died.
You might have died. See? There you go. So this was a game that just loved to sell candy.
I just know about the Chupacabra.
The Chupacabra?
Yeah.
You don't want to mess with no Chupacabra.
It comes from the same root, the same word.
Well, it's because the Chupacabra sucks.
That's right.
Struggling
it'll
to
just
get out of this
It's like
area
a
here.
vampire-like creature, isn't it?
Yeah.
You guys have any idea how to get out of here?
I just want to make sure we didn't.
I can climb the wall. That's what that is.
I just want to make sure we didn't lose our chat. So if you're there, just chime in so we know that you're still
I don't
here,
know what I'm doing.
that we didn't lose it.
No, we're always losing it. Let's see. Now this is a game that is 5 levels, but each level has 3 little sections to it. So you're looking at about 16 levels, and that's the final boss.
Cool. Thank you, Tater Tot.
Yeah, it is very similar to Sonic. It's just the kind of a copy of Sonic Mario.
This is so hard to control.
Jump! Jump more! Do more jumping. Jump. There we go.
What was the term? Play harder?
Play harder.
Oh, poor player.
I've got a twin.
Looks like James the Robot is playing the game.
He is, but he's playing the 2600 version.
It is. The 2600 version is much slower, though. Easier to keep up with. There we go.
I love the parallax backgrounds.
It's a very beautiful background, really detailed. Lots of clouds.
It's very different than anything I've ever seen.
Oh,
That background like that.
the background a little bit.
It has some depth to it that is just unusual for this period, in my opinion.
So apparently the goal of this game is you just gotta,
Exist.
well, you gotta collect enough of the little candy pieces to get to the end point and be able to move on to the next stage. So, yeah, I guess you just, picked up some cheeps there?
Something along those lines.
Yeah. After busting all the
Mother of gosh.
caramel eggs.
This is tricky.
It is.
This game is riddled with sound effects.
I love it. It's very quirky.
It's got great sound, I will say that.
It really does.
Yeah, the soundtrack
Everything is sampled
very...
sound. All sampled sounds. Isn't that the Windows 3.1 chime?
Kind of, yeah.
Isn't that? I remember that from Windows.
I just thought I was getting a notification.
That.
Ta-da!
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got mail.
Yeah, my email is going crazy right now. Oh, going up the wall. Weren't you just there?
Yeah, but I wasn't on this upper level here.
Oh, okay. So I had no idea you could trampoline off a candy that well.
I've got specials abilities as well.
The special ability is to turn Cadbury eggs into trampolines.
No, it's to detonate a bomb, I believe.
Why do you need a bomb in Candyland?
Who knows, man?
What is that thing jumping there?
I'm trying to figure that out.
Can you shoot him?
No.
You know you can do a little spin jump too, right? It's there you go.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so you got the Super Mario thing going.
Yeah,
That
totally.
opens a whole world of possibilities right there.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we definitely like the movement mechanics here. Very, very enjoyable.
yeah,
I'm so lost. Okay, hold on.
yeah, because apparently Zool is an intergalactic gremlin ninja from the Nth Dimension.
So what was that splash screen, James, that we saw when the game started saying Gremlin? Are they part of the development team?
Yeah, Gremlin is the company that handled distribution for this game, Zool
Okay.
and Zool 2. They did handle quite a few other games that came by, because this game was originally programmed by George Allen, who did quite a few others. He was actually credited for production of Mortal Kombat 2 on PlayStation, Pitfall, The Mayan Adventure, as well as Zool on Amiga.
So Pitfall on the SNES.
Yes, The Mayan Adventure.
Right, that was the SNES game.
Actually, and the one that he was working on was for Windows. So, I guess just that port.
So this had a pretty big production team behind it.
Well, it definitely had a lot of support from our confectionery suppliers in Spain.
Can't hurt to have that, right?
Oh,
I'm
no.
so confused. Okay, so...
Just put our ad in the game and we'll give you all the money to develop it. I think that's a good arrangement.
Why not? It worked for the Turtles in Pizza Hut, didn't it?
Sure did.
Come on, let me off.
Oh,
These controls are a little bit finicky, I will say.
How so?
They're not... I feel like it's mostly the controller's fault. but it's not as like it misinputs from time to time.
The controller's fault. You know, it's a poor man that blames his tools, right?
It's true.
It is true.
I'm not-
I will also say that is an OEM, original, old controller.
That's what I'm saying, and I will say the build of these things, it's not, the greatest thing in the world.
And I did drop it a couple times tonight.
Ah. Hey, Logan, go back to your right there. Remember those gray blocks on the bottom?
Yeah.
You
So how
try
do
to
I?
spin jump through them?
So James, how many levels are there in this game?
Well, it's got 5 levels, and they're each divided into 3 sub-levels in each one.
I don't know how to spin jump into it, dude. I'm trying.
I thought you could have broke that.
And it has some mini games, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. One of the mini
Maybe if
games
I
I
go-
thought was great, where you're playing a version of Breakout.
Oh, okay. So is that like the in-between levels?
It is. It is. You just you get to the bonus level. Let's see if I can find.
So we're gonna have a mini game right after this level.
That's if we can find the end of this level. Let's see. See how much. Where is it saying that? Oh, I think you need to collect more items because you're only at like 88. The goal is you got to collect as much as possible.
Mother of goodness.
Hey now.
I said goodness. Could have said something else.
Just because the game is difficult doesn't need to have you go running towards mommy.
Chill.
Say, Mom, buy me a new game. Oh. So what are those like Fabergé eggs or what? You bust open a Cadbury cream egg?
I still have
This thing.
I have to understand what are in those eggs and why Logan hasn't been able to crack out any of them.
Oh.
I've been trying, man. I've been trying. I feel like this is gonna be a one-level episode.
Wow. Why
Hey,
don't
high
you
score.
put your name
I
in?
beat Mr. Beast.
You beat the Beast in the Wee Gems. In the Hi-Fi Men.
You know that this is going to be saved for posterity
Of course.
under A.
It's just his scream of frustration.
Exactly.
It's just,
All right, we're going to give it another shot. We at least want to see the mini game that comes after the first level.
Yes, Logan, bring us to the mini game if you would.
How?
You got to complete the first level.
Oh, shoot.
There is an end to that. It's all the way at the right. There you go.
Right here?
Yep.
Yes, just make it end, Logan. Make it end. Still
Sounds
very
like the boot up
interesting
of a-
title.
PS2.
Tater Tot had a very subtle way of saying this. You were at the end of the stage, but I don't understand why it didn't finish.
Yeah, you have to collect like 99% of the items there. It's insane.
Who are you calling it? That's what I
It?
want to know.
Is that me?
It's a gremlin. I don't know what he likes to be referred by other than Zool. And I always thought that Zool was that goofy dog that, chased Rick Moranis all through Ghostbusters.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was Zool, wasn't it? Okay.
Yeah, right? Zool.
You're right. Was it Zool?
It was Zool.
That was the bad guy, yeah.
Zool. He heralded the coming of Gozer.
That's what happened.
And then you had, Vince Clortho? Key master.
That's how you
There you
crack 'em.
go. That's what you need to do, dude. You need to crack those guys.
Yeah, crack them.
There's candy in there.
Hey, they're little egg-shaped pinatas.
And it looks like they give you some ammo, right?
Something.
That gave him ammo.
Hey, you can throw little rubber duckies at things.
Dude, sound effects in this game are fantastic.
It's absolutely beautiful sound. See, who did the sound on here? I had that written down.
And the music is fun. It's not like, you don't get sick of it.
Oh, it's very
No, it's
upbeat.
very like chill. Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally like, I would put this on my Sirius XM chill channel.
The soundtrack for this game was actually produced by Patrick Fillon. He did.
How do you spell his last name?
It's P-H-E-L-A-N. Feline. Sorry, Patrick, I'm not sure. But he did work on other games such as Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare, Soulbringer, Utopia, Driver 76, and the Lotus Car Racing series. In fact, the soundtrack for Zool overlaps with the Lotus 3 soundtrack and has actually inspired several modern electro-techno remixes.
The music from this game?
From this game, yes.
Wow. So, we should have mentioned that this game is an exclusive for the Atari Jaguar.
We did.
Oh, we did?
Okay, I just making sure, because that's an important point.
It is one of the 50 games, cartridge games, that was released for the Jaguar. It's one of the few exclusive titles.
Yeah, because many of the other games were just ports from other platforms.
Yeah, I guess Super Nintendo and Genesis just couldn't handle the sequel. They just stuck with Zool and Ninja from the Nth Dimension.
That's interesting.
Is he in Candyland in all of the games?
Well, he's just collecting a variety of items. The first level, this one's actually called Swan Lake. So
That makes no sense.
So, question for Tater Tot. How did you know that he's at the end of this level?
Have you played this game? Because if you have, you need to be giving me information.
Tater Tot did not play this game before.
Then how'd you know?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm thinking it was because that little bouncing thing at the end. You just haven't collected enough. You see that number at that lower left that says 83? Keeps going up the more stuff you collect. Yep.
Every time I die, though, I lose stuff, correct?
No, you still got 83. I wonder if you can bust through that wall. You try shooting it? Or spin against it? Knocking on it, see if anybody's home.
Hey Castro, good to see you here.
Oh,
We are playing on the Atari Jaguar, and this is an exclusive title for the Jaguar called Zool 2.
yeah. He'd never show up too late. Everybody's welcome anytime. Just come on in, hang out with us, enjoy some great gaming.
For those of you joining us just now, to my right it's just James the Robot, who is our resident researcher and also filling in for Barney, who is out tonight. Otherwise, we are doing the stream as usual.
I know what you're thinking, and yes, Barney is at the club, turning up as we speak.
That's exactly what
He
he's doing.
probably is. That wild man.
Can't keep up with Barney.
I just can't do it anymore. I'm an old robot. I was born in the 80s.
You need to give that right hand a rest, my friend.
I got to get my exercise in. You know, it's calisthenics. It's very
Hey,
important.
careful, guys. This is a PG channel.
It's very important for the circulation, I'll have you know.
So how can I destroy this? Because that's the same wall.
Have you tried using strong language?
I can try. Mother of goodness.
All right, so Tater Tot agrees that she's never played this game before, but she did look it up, and then the guy moved to the next area where you were.
Yeah, because right now
Before
you
you
have,
died.
Yeah, right now you have 99%. So I think now is the time to get to that final point where you saw that big yellow bouncing thing.
I'm trying, believe me.
I hope you are.
Should also be mentioned, and you might agree with me, James. I'm sure you do agree with me on this. This is the best console Atari ever made. In terms of capabilities and performance and everything.
Performance-wise,
I did it.
I will say it is the most powerful console that Atari ever made.
Beat it.
Whereas the best console that Atari ever made,
We did it, gang.
if we're talking, congratulations. We're
Good
on
job.
to stage 2.
Good job.
But as far as going back to that, saying they're the best console that Atari ever made,
When people think Atari, they think lo-fi 8-bit 2600.
Exactly.
So when they see this, they're like, what, this is Atari?
Yeah, but the Atari 2600 is really what made the company. That was their best console.
There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
There is no doubt in my mind. I noticed that there was no mini game in between levels, right? You're on level 2, right, Logan?
Yeah, I'm on stage 2.
So there was not a mini game here.
I'm positive there's a minigame.
I might be stage 2 of level 1 still.
It could be.
Like you said, there's only 5 levels.
Yep.
Good job, bro. Good job getting here. It's not that hard.
No, it's not that difficult. Especially once you get the hang of things. I will say getting used to the controller was the most difficult part for me.
Yeah. It looks like this game involves a lot of grinding and just searching.
Yeah, knowing where to look is a big part of it.
Yeah. It doesn't. Yeah, you do have a timer on there at the bottom. Looks like you have 220 seconds to go. So you don't have forever to check out everything.
Yeah, definitely the Jaguar has some uniqueness that no other console has.
I will say that. It was very unique and it was very powerful for its time. This came out in '93, and it was really set up to compete against the Super Nintendo and Genesis. But as time constraints went on, it wasn't very much after that the Saturn and the PlayStation came out. So once those two came out, it was kind of bye-bye for the Jaguar.
It seems very gratifying firing at that wall like that.
It is so nice.
Now, if only you could just like curl up into a little ball and spin right through it. At high speeds.
And maybe on a Genesis.
Yeah. Collect a few rings. I do love the concept of the villain in this piece. They call it, the villain's name is Mental Block. And he's just this guy that transforms into various other objects.
That's funny. Yeah. So you say at the start of the game you could play as Zool?
As Zool or his partner, his female partner, Zooz.
Okay. Yeah. So if you play as the other character, does she have different capabilities?
She does have the weapon, and there's some type of electro whip kind of thing. Looks like. I mean, I can read you the the statement that came out of the manual for this game. It just gives an overview for completely, where Krool's forces are invading, and only Zool can save the Nth Dimension. The evil Krool has sent Mental Block, his morphine henchman, to seize power. Mental Block's going to morph himself stupid to make sure this adventure is on the ninjas. His adventure the ninjas are never going to forget. Choose to be either Zool or his lovely and daring sidekick Zooz. They've been entrusted with the restoration of order to the Nth Dimension and charged with the expulsion of Mental Block and his henchmen. Zoon, the amazing intergalactic wonder dog, there's a dog in this as well, apparently, will assist you, and you're going to need him too. Mental
Wait,
blocks, not.
We got to level 3.
See, now you're powering your way through this.
I figured it out.
Yeah.
That's what a Resident Gamer's all about.
Still no mini game.
Yeah, there's been some real double dealing going on around here. Foul play has been going down at Swan Lake. Fork tongue dealing is taking place at Snaking Pass. And what he's doing on Bullberry Hill is just shocking. Watch out for the Mount Ice's frozen food horrors and the curse of the Pharaoh at Tooting Common.
I want to watch that. I want to get to that stage.
Well, Logan, it looks like you got a lot of work ahead of you.
Sounds like it.
And it should also be mentioned that this game cannot be emulated.
It cannot.
There is no ROM emulation of this game on any ROMulator that's out there.
I honestly have never looked, so I don't know.
I'd beg to differ.
There is not any Jaguar game out there that you can play on a ROM.
Yes, there is. I have
That will perform with good performance.
With good
If I have
performance.
to go all the way back, I'm gonna cry.
I
Oh
have
my
played
God.
a few emulated Jaguar games because I do not have a Jaguar. They're a bit out of my price range, $430,
I have to go back to the beginning, don't I?
and they are kind of a rare console to find.
Maybe you have it on a really good PC.
Ah.
Are we back to stage 1?
Yeah.
Stage 1.
Gosh dang it.
Okay. Well, I think we're gonna have to cut it short here.
I would
so
say,
we can
yeah,
have
let's-
some discussion.
Let's call it on this and go over it. I have a lot of thoughts. All right, if you want to get the music going.
Yeah. So you got a few thoughts on this, Logan?
I do.
You have an opinion on this?
I do. I really do.
I'm pretty sure you would have an opinion, considering you put a lot of effort into this.
All right. Let's discuss.
With the Apple Cart?
Need
Go ahead and skip that ad for me.
Did we turn over the Apple Cart?
Oh gosh. I'm gonna wait for the music to come on. Gotta stretch really quick. That was a great game. Great game overall.
It's kind of a fun game. It's one that you can zone out on.
I agree. That is one that you can mindlessly play for a while. I'm gonna go ahead and just start with my rating. I'm going to say, for it being the first time I've ever played a Jaguar, first time I've ever used that controller, and first time I've ever played Zool 2, great. I love it. I highly recommend it. I think everybody out there should try this. The Jaguar is unlike any console I think I've ever played, and it handled way better than I thought it would. With a console like this, especially with a console like Atari, I hate to throw Atari under the bus, but sometimes for me, they're just hit or miss. They're very, very hit or miss. I'm not personally a huge Atari fan.
I'll agree with that. Atari is very hit or miss.
This, on the other hand, is a great game. I really enjoyed it. I thought the colors, the scheming, everything about it was really solid, and the character Zool was really fun to play as, and the gameplay itself was really solid. However, my gripe was not about the actual game itself. I would give the game probably a good 7. I really thought I had a lot of fun. It is very challenging, but I had fun. The controller is not comfortable, in my opinion. I'm not a fan of the controller. I don't like that I can't wrap my fingers all the way around it. I feel like I have larger hands, and I can't, I find myself doing this, see that air gap there? I can't fully grip it.
It is a very chunky controller.
It's very, very chunky, and I
mean,
still can't figure out where to put my hands. And this is coming from somebody who loves the N64 controller. I can't. So I'd give
I'm
the
not
controller
a fan of the N64 controller.
I'd give this controller a 3, bro. I could not handle it.
You
I
really
don't
dislike
know.
that controller, don't you?
Well, the NES controller
I don't
is a
like
1.
the N64
so if that gives you
controller.
any idea, my rating system is screwed up. But I would give it like a 4. If the NES is a 1, I'm gonna give this a 4. It was solid, but I give the 64 controller like an 8, if that gives you any idea of where I'm at.
You did grow up with that controller, though.
I did. There's a bias there. But that's the thing is
when
all
you
video
were
games,
born,
there's
you
gonna
were
be a
handed a
bias.
pacifier and an N64 controller.
No, I was
I
handed
thought
a...
it started off with the Wii.
Yeah, I started on the Wii.
Oh.
Which
No,
that's a non-controller.
That's actually not true.
That's
I
a
started on the
non-controller.
PS1. That was the first ever video game control I ever played. First game I ever played was Namco Museum. Played a lot of Pole Position. That game is great.
Now,
I'd give
Pole
I'd give-
Position, you mean a game that originated on the Atari?
correct, which is a
Yeah.
great game. That's another hit in my opinion from Atari.
So we'll just circle around back to that one.
But
Comes full
to end it
circle.
all, I would say I'd give Zool like a solid 7. I really enjoyed it. Yuval, what do you think?
I give this game an 8.
Ooh, okay, not far off. Could explain.
I give the console a 10. I give the controller a 9. A lot of people will disagree with me on the controller,
Everybody's
but
gonna
I'm
disagree
coming
with you on
from
the
a vantage point of I was not born with any controller in my hand, but my first one was an Atari joystick, which
There's
is,
nothing wrong with Atari joysticks.
No,
Well,
I absolutely
except-
agree.
I'm very
except-
fond of Atari joysticks.
Well, I noticed.
they're great.
Well, James, there's an exception with James here.
Yeah, it's attached to him.
It's yeah, but
The joystick and I are one.
yes, but I think that this is a very interesting ergonomically sound design, and it's a cool controller. But the console to me is just a unique beast, and I adore this platform. But also the game is interesting. It had very interesting graphics, in my opinion. The parallax backgrounds were just different than anything I'd seen before.
It's very stunning. Very nice to
There are
look
many other good games. There's some bad games on this platform. We only have 50 to choose from, really.
at. It's true.
So we're
I
not
would
going
say
to be
we
too
picked
picky.
one of the better ones.
Yeah, we picked, and it's an exclusive to the console, and it's a platformer. I really wanted to find a platformer on the Jaguar. This is only one or two. Maybe there's another one, James, that you know of.
I'm not that knowledgeable about them. I do know that there were some very notable games that came out for the Jaguar, such as Doom, Wolfenstein,
None of which are platformers.
none of which, but
So
as far as any other platformers, I don't know.
this
of
is
any.
one of the only ones I could find. I think there might be one other for the Jaguar, which wasn't just not obtainable.
Or there might have been one for the Jaguar CD.
And if
By
you
the way,
couldn't-
this game that we're playing tonight, this cartridge that's above me here was sealed inside of this. Like literally had never been played before tonight. So we are playing this for the first time ever. Literally, I had to take it out of the seal. I never had an Atari Jaguar cartridge before that was new, let alone the one that I'd never played, and also that it was sealed before. So pretty cool aspect there. We really make a point to like play everything on original hardware on this show. That's part of the whole concept of this. And so yeah, I give it a 7. Sorry, what did I say? 8.
8.
And what do you say, James? Where's your score on this? I think you already gave it a score, but do you have any differing opinions yet?
Well, this game, I have to say, just really hasn't hit the same notes with me that a lot of other similar games like Sonic the Hedgehog or Super Mario Brothers has. So, I mean,
Although it's very Sonic-esque game.
I would argue it's more Metroid-esque.
Really?
Yeah, with the shooting.
Okay.
well, it did have the shooting, but
Sonic
you
with
didn't have
shooting.
the same feeling of obtaining power-ups and new abilities as you
Right.
progress through the game.
Right, but it still
This-
has the shooting and it still has the movement. It was faster than Metroid, more along the lines of movement-based Sonic, but it like with the way you jump and the spin
Yeah.
attacks and whatnot, it felt very Metroid to me.
Yeah, but I will say that this is a game that was intended to be, use speed through. It was a
Right.
speed running type game. It had the timer on there.
Tater Tot said that there was a mini game between the first and second levels that we missed somehow. Are you aware of that, Logan?
Were you just that eager to jump to?
I didn't. I just
Level 2?
clicked A and it took me straight to it.
Might have been some controls on there, but
We might throw a clip up in our shorts at some point.
yeah, but overall, I would say graphics wise, it wasn't too bad. It had excellent parallax scrolling, some beautiful detail in the background, great rendered graphics. The sound was really, to me, the most impressive portion of it. So I think I'm going to give this game, I'll give it a 7.
Okay. That's, I think, the same score you initially gave it.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. And so Tater Tot gave it a 5. Bruce gave it a 5.
Oh.
Bruce said messy graphics, slippery controls, and not a fan of Zool. 1 or 2.
Classic Bruce.
Classic Bruce.
All
That
right.
checks. I don't think he's ever given anything over like a 4.
Yep. Yes. Thank you, Tater Tot. To get to the bonus stage, you need to
love you,
pick up
Bruce.
3 Zooms. You know, you got to find those at the end of the stage. So, I guess maybe next time when you're playing Zool in your off time there, Logan,
Never.
you can go find the Zooms.
Yeah, I'd need about $500 to grab a Jaguar in order to play this in my free time. So
So that's not any
probably
time.
not gonna happen. Nah.
Not anytime Zune.
Yeah, not this year.
No.
Yeah.
Zune
Alright.
though.
You want to get the music going back?
The music is not working.
Okay.
So
Can't
the
win 'em all.
music pooped out on us for whatever reason. This happened before.
So do we sing you a song? I'm the piano
My
man.
life be like ooh. Wow.
Oh no.
Oh, is this going to happen every time we have a technical
Wow.
difficulty
My
with the
life be
music?
like, ooh,
I really hope
wow.
not. Okay, guys, we are not going to do that. Thank you so much. Appreciate that greatly.
This place is.
I know I have a
prison.
horrible singing voice.
This channel's a prison.
Okay. So for those of you that don't know, this is part of Mystery Game Livestream, which is a segment on our channel called It's Just a Game channel. If you're not subbed yet, please do, and hit the
Subscribe.
the bell icon so that you know when these streams happen, when they suddenly pop up. Sometimes not every Saturday, every other Saturday. Sometimes it happens on a Sunday. So, you know, one of the 2 days usually. More than likely
Every other weekend.
every other weekend. So we'll have one another 2 weeks from now. And this is platformer season where we're going to be covering mostly platformers and, you know, on interesting platforms that we've not played before. Tonight was on the Jaguar. And we enjoyed your company. Thank you so very much.
Thank you as always. Don't forget to
Appreciate
hit like,
you.
share it out.
Thank you. And we're going to be posting this for posterity. It'll be up by this time tomorrow. And you can share it out to your friends. Watch it again if you feel like you've missed any parts of this. So appreciate you for joining us. And
feel free to comment with any questions you might have.
yes,
See if we can answer them.
thank
Absolutely.
you. Special thanks to James the Robot who joined us tonight, who is our resident researcher. Thank you for filling in for Barney.
Not a
Hopefully
problem.
Barney will be back on the next one. And we shall see you on the next round. Remember to play nice with each other and be kind to each other. That's the most important thing. Follow the golden rule. And we love you guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you back on the next one.
Take care, everybody. Thanks again.
Bye bye.